Welcome to day 2 of NBA free agency. We are live here once again on Philadelphia 76ers. Now our live show is presented by Prize Picks. My name is Jake Chipper. Thank you all for being here once again. Day 1 of free agency came and went, and for a large portion of the start of free agency, not a whole lot of moves happened for the Sixers or for any other teams across the NBA. And then as the night went on, things started to pick up a little bit. We've had some more signings as well throughout the day today. So, of course, we'll recap everything Philadelphia has done, recap everything that's happened since we signed off on yesterday's show, and continue to monitor everything going on across the league as free agency continues here on this Wednesday. Appreciate you all being here for our second live stream, second day of free agency. Already 27 people in here hanging out. Shout out to the Noti Gang, those of you who have your notifications turned on, ready to go for the start of free agency. As we always do at the start of these shows, I want to get the comment section rolling a little bit and hear from everybody who's hanging out in the chat right now. Shout out your city. Let me know where you are watching from down in the comment section right now. 32 people watching live. Francis Smith. So we got other Adembona and Diet Kevin Love and Let Grimes Walk. I'm seeing the vision, which better be cut cap spending. Again, we'll talk about these signings the Sixers did make. I am a fan of both of the signings for various reasons that we will dive into here on the program. Julius, Sixers need a guard. They only have 3. Absolutely. Philadelphia has to target another guard to add to that backcourt. Very talented backcourt, of course, with Maxey, BJ, and now LeBaron and Hyland, but they need another body in there that they can count on for sure. Sixers are going to be crazy with a 7-foot shooter. Well, Hukporti's not a shooter if that's what you're talking about. Get Russell Westbrook. I want more of an off guard, more of a 2-guard if Philadelphia is to sign somebody at that guard spot. They have 2 roster spots left that they can fill. They have to add 1 more player to get to the minimum of 14. So we'll see what direction they decide to go in. Blue Squid Guy, I don't know who to sign next. We'll take a look at some names and some players coming up here in just a moment. Julius, again, since the Sixers have 3 guards, then can they get Russell Westbrook? Okay, so Westbrook again. Yeah, I'm not a fan of I did want Russ initially in some of our free agent videos, but that was before they added Hyland. So I'd rather get more of a 2-guard, maybe more of a defensive-minded player. I don't think they really need Russell Westbrook. Again, I kind of want more of an off-guard. I would have loved to bring DeAnthony Melton back, but he has returned to the Golden State Warriors. I think maybe Bradley Beal could be a good option that I saw out there. Again, we'll take a look at some of the names that are potentially available for Philadelphia, but it's been a pretty busy day. I appreciate everybody, again, who's here, who's hanging out. As you come on in here, be sure to hit that thumbs up icon, like the stream, and get down in the chat and let me know where you're watching from. Shout out your city. Blue Squid Guy, do you think we are more in need of guard depth, wing depth, or center depth? Well, I think by bringing in Hukporti, I think you have kind of solidified your center depth. I think he's a lot better than people are giving him credit for. He just has to prove it. So I think that's kind of your center depth addition there. So that is what that is. I think your wing depth honestly might be lacking the most right now because, I don't consider Barlow to be a wing. Barlow's a big. Jabari Walker, I don't really consider him a true wing either. And so, with Kelly Oubre being a free agent right now, your only real wings on the roster, you obviously have Dean Wade and Paul George who are going to be starting. Behind him, it's like Justin Edwards, Dalen Terry. So I think you should bring Kelly Oubre back. That gives you a nice trio of wings with George, Oubre, and Dean Wade that you can run out there. And then, guard I think would be next on the list because at least you do have 3, but I think you need 1 more guard and 1 more wing. And you could find you can find a guard out there, I think, for cheaper. You still have about $5-ish million of the mid-level exception left to use. So you can go out and sign an external free agent. And then you can also sign Kelly Oubre to a deal worth about $8 to $10 million to fill that wing spot. So enough with the center. We took a new guy in Embiid and Dean Wade. Let's get Jalen Clark. Wouldn't mind Jalen Clark. I thought he went back. Maybe he didn't. But again, we'll take a look at some names here in just a moment. Would you trade away Paul George? I mean, would I, if a team was willing to give up assets for him? Like, sure, but I don't really see that being a realistic option. I think Philadelphia would have to attach draft picks to get off his contract. And I think you can wait until next year anyways, when George will be entering the final year of his deal, and then it'll certainly be a lot easier to trade him then. Teams will be more willing to take on that money knowing it does expire. So I think next offseason would be a time to start talking about potentially dumping and getting off of that Paul George contract. Before we go any further on today's show, as I mentioned off the top, our program is made possible thanks to our friends at PrizePicks, making today's show free for everybody. And America's #1 sports app, PrizePicks, it is so much fun to play. And with the World Cup going on right now, it's really made watching those World Cup games and taking it to a whole nother level when you got some money on the line. It's super easy to use PrizePicks. All you got to do is pick more or less on a few player stat projections. And if you get your picks right, you can win yourself some cash. With their social feeds feature as well, which I love this feature from PrizePicks, it lets you follow other people on the app, whether that be a friend, a celebrity. Shoot, you can even follow me if you'd like. My username is @JChip. And you can see my lineups and see other people's lineups as well and copy them with just one click. Here's a lineup that I like for some of the World Cup action tonight, including USA in the knockout round tonight, going up against Bosnia. And then I've also got the Senegal versus Belgium game on here as well. So give me Thibaut Courtois. Again, no idea if I'm butchering that name or not. I apologize. More than 2.5 goalie saves. And then for the USA, give me Christian Pulisic more than a half goal. And then taking advantage of the max discount that PrizePicks has to offer. Always giving out great deals and discounts such as this. Pulisic more than a half passes attempted. We know he's going to attempt one pass. So that is a max discount for a square there from PrizePicks. And that is my lineup that I like in this game, in these World Cup games tonight. And for new users, if you download the PrizePicks app today and use code HMA when you play your first $5 lineup, you'll receive $50 in lineups of PrizePicks. Again, code HMA when you sign up and play your first $5 lineup to get an extra $50 in lineups. That link in the live chat right now, also in the description of today's show. So what we can do now is sort of take a look at all the moves that have happened really since we signed off yesterday. And so I think we will start right around here is where we left off. So we ended the day. Oh, and shout out to Julius. Birthday was June 21st. Well, happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. We have no pure shooters from JY Doctor. I mean, Hyland's a really good shooter, man. Hyland's a really good shooter. Dean Wade's a good catch and shoot three-point shooter. Paul George is a really good three-point shooter. But I get what you're saying. We don't have like a specialized three-point shooter on the roster. Not a lot of those type of guys left in the market because, Luke Kennard did sign, as you can see right here, to the Phoenix Suns. So, we have good three-point shooters. I would agree, though, we don't have like a bona fide, like, this is your role is just to shoot threes guy right now on the roster. But anyways, these are the moves that happened since we signed off. We did see Branden Carlson sign a one-year deal with the Blazers, former big man of the Thunder. We then saw Kobe Sanders as well sign that deal with the Clippers. Then we signed off. Right after we signed off, Keon Ellis, formerly of the Kings, was traded to the Cavaliers, signing a 2-year, $18 million deal with the Brooklyn Nets. So pretty good money for him. Young player, good defender. I'll be interested to see how he kind of progresses over there in Brooklyn. Then Luke Kennard, as I did just mention, signing that 2-year, $13 million deal with the Phoenix Suns. They traded away Grayson Allen and Royce O'Neal, two really good three-point shooters. So they go and get the best one available in the open market. The Bulls bring back Zach Collins on a 2-year, $17 million deal. The Sixers go out and get Dean Wade, making a splash last night. The former Cavalier obviously has ties to Sixers president of basketball operations, Mike Gansey. 4-year, $39 million deal. We'll talk about this contract more throughout the show, but I'm a big fan of the move. He is a really good defender, one of the most versatile defenders in the NBA when it comes to truly guarding point guard, shooting guard, small forward, power forward, and center. 41% corner three-point shooter, a good catch-and-shoot three-point shooter, a winning basketball player. And so I like the signing a lot there. Not going to cost all that much either, just under $10 million a year. His starting salary will be $9 million in the first year of the deal. And the Rockets made a couple of smaller signings, bringing in Bogdan Bogdanovic on a one-year, $3.8 million deal. They go out and get Marcus Smart, somebody they had been linked to for quite a while as well. 2-year, $13 million deal. John Collins, somebody that the Sixers were linked to for a little bit. Obviously, that was not going to happen after they did sign Dean Wade. Collins signs a 3-year, $51 million contract with the Detroit Pistons. Only the first year of that contract is guaranteed. The last 2 years are non-guaranteed. Interesting deal there for John Collins. Norman Powell leaves the Miami Heat, signs a big deal with the Chicago Bulls. 2 years, $45 million. I thought maybe there was a chance he could sign for the mid-level and Philadelphia could go after him. Not for this kind of money that Chicago gave him. They had cap space, and they used it, man. They used it right there on Norman Powell. Then Philadelphia earlier this morning, of course, did the video on all these moves that the Sixers did make, signing former Knicks big man Ariel Hukporti to a 1-year, $3.4 million deal. Look, he's a guy who hasn't played a lot for the New York Knicks, but when he has been on the floor for the Knicks, he has played well. He's shown flashes as a true 7-footer who's also athletic, moves very well, has some chops passing the ball, can set screens. So it's in there, right? But we have to see it a little bit more as a young player who just hasn't played all that much. But look, there's a reason that Knicks fans are very upset that they did not give Hukporti this kind of deal. I talked to multiple people here at the office who are Knicks fans. My guy Marshall Green, who runs our Knicks channel, was upset that Hukporti did end up leaving. And so I know a lot of Sixers fans, maybe not a lot, but I've seen a good amount that aren't quite as excited about the move. And I get it. It's a smaller move and you're banking on some upside here. But I like what Hukporti can bring to the table. We'll have to wait and see. Then the Kings signing Jonathan Mogbo to a 2-way contract. We got Nikola Vucevic going back to the Orlando Magic. Obviously spent a large portion of his early career there after being in Philadelphia. 1-year, $3.9 million deal for him. So a really cheap deal for him to go back to the Orlando Magic. The Celtics signing Mike Conley, veteran point guard, of course, to a small 1-year deal. Former Magic center Mo Wagner then goes to Brooklyn on a 2-year, $19 million contract. Pretty good money for him. Magic also adding Javon Carter on a 1-year, $3.5 million deal. We got the Celtics making a big-time splash, signing Mitchell Robinson to a 3-year, $47 million deal. So the Knicks lose their backup center in Mitchell Robinson and their third-string center in Ariel Hukporti, both to their rivals in the Sixers, and here in Mitchell Robinson's case, the Boston Celtics. And so a big get for Boston. They give him right around that mid-level, 3 years, $47 million. And so going to be, unfortunately, a good addition for Boston. Of course, the thing with Mitchell Robinson always is, can he stay healthy for an extended period of time? And, of course, that free throw shooting in the playoffs can always be a big question. But they had to address center. They do right there. Then the Lakers made a flurry of moves earlier today. These were all like back-to-back-to-back-to-back. They inked Walker Kessler to a 4-year, $130 million deal in a sign and trade with the Utah Jazz. We can actually take a look at those trade details before we keep talking about what else the Lakers did. These are the full details of this sign and trade. So they give him a 4-year, $130 million deal. They also, though, have to give up a 2031 first-round pick, a 2033 first-round pick, and then first-round pick swaps in 2028 and 2030. So the Lakers gave up 2 unprotected firsts and 2 pick swaps, and then gave Walker Kessler a massive contract. Obviously, Los Angeles is losing LeBron this offseason. He will be going elsewhere, as it has been reported. And they wanted to get a center to pair up with Luka Doncic. You know, he always plays well when he has a center that can run the pick and roll and is athletic and go up and get lobs. And Walker Kessler can certainly do that. They're paying a lot of money for him, and they gave up a lot of assets for him. But they're going for it with this new construction of this Lakers team with Luka, man in the helm at this point in the post-LeBron era. But they weren't done. They also signed somebody we talked a lot about a good amount here on the show, Sandro Mamukelashvili, to a 4-year, $52 million deal, formerly of the Toronto Raptors. A good 4-5 hybrid who can honestly guard all 5 positions on the floor. He's a good defender, a good rebounder, can shoot the 3 as well. Just a really good role player and a good contract there with the Lakers. Then they also signed Quentin Grimes. So if you missed the news, I did talk about this earlier with a short on the show. Quentin Grimes is leaving Philadelphia. He will no longer be a 76er, signing a 4-year, $60 million deal with the Lakers. And look, I let my thoughts on the signing be known earlier. I would not have paid Quentin Grimes this much money. He was far too inconsistent this year for Philadelphia. To start the season, he was good. I thought he was in 6th man of the year conversations, and he was scoring the ball off the bench, doing all the things you needed him to do. But as the year went on, the shooting percentages went way down. He only shot 33% from 3 this year. The defense, while good, wasn't quite as good as I think was advertised, or at least you would hope for. There were certainly flashes, though. I mean, in the playoffs, he had a couple really good games against Boston. Think about that one game against Boston against Jaylen Brown where he was putting the clamps on him, knocking down some shots. But those moments were few and far between. And a lot of times he was silent in games. He was missing shots. So, look, I wish Quentin Grimes the best. Obviously, Philadelphia and Grimes had the contract dispute last offseason. It is what it is at this point. He is going to the Los Angeles Lakers. I wish him the best, but again, I would not have paid him $60 million over 4 years. He will go to L.A. Oh, no. Kelly Oubre Jr. is signing a 2-year, $17 million deal with the Indiana Pacers. So Kelly Oubre is gone. Man, that is tough. I thought there was a good chance that Philadelphia was going to be able to retain Kelly Oubre. But he's gone. What did the Sixers do now? That's not good. That's not good. Kelly Oubre has signed with the Indiana Pacers. And that was what, 2 years, 17? Ah, man. That stinks, dude. Let me tweet this out. So what is that? 8.5 a year, man. I would have paid that if I'm Philadelphia. Now, we have no idea if the Sixers at this point in time offered Kelly a contract similar to this and Oubre just picked the Pacers, or if the Sixers lowballed him. We have no idea at this point. I'm sure I'll find out those details soon enough. I get some of the frustration towards the front office right now, but again, we don't know at this point in time if the Sixers offered Oubre a deal similar to this, better than this, worse for this. So it could have been that Oubre just wanted to go to Indiana and he didn't want to return to Philadelphia, or maybe the Sixers lowballed him. We just don't know yet. And I'm sure we'll find out soon enough. But Kelly Oubre is gone. And so that really hurts because now the Sixers really don't have a way to add players for a significant amount of money. So they'll have about $16 million under the first apron, but they've already used almost all of that mid-level exception. So they have the biannual exception. They can sign someone for about $5.5 million. After that, it has to be minimum contracts. That is super, super unfortunate. No Grimes and no Oubre. They are both gone. Philadelphia has 2 open roster spots remaining, and they'll have to address wing depth now. I was not expecting this to happen so soon. I'm not going to lie. I saw the reports that Oubre was going to meet with multiple teams: the Sixers, the Pacers, the Lakers, the Blazers. Did he actually meet with all these teams, or did he just meet with Indiana and it's like, you know what, I like the deal? That sucks. Sound off on the signing. Let me know what you think down below. Give me your one-word reactions. Kelly Oubre is gone. So Kelly Oubre to the Indiana Pacers. And the Sixers, again, could have given him this money. Again, we don't know if they offered him this deal or not. They very well could have, but all right, I'm going to do a quick short on Kelly Oubre Jr. leaving Philadelphia. I got a 2-year, $17 million deal. That's a big loss, man. That's a big loss. All right. Let's do a quick short, little peek behind the scenes of how we get it going here. Just in, Kelly Oubre Jr. is leaving the Philadelphia 76ers. He is signing a 2-year, $17 million deal with the Indiana Pacers. We are live right now on 76ers Now, so hit that subscribe button. Come join us as we talk about everything going on with free agency. But as for Kelly Oubre, it's unfortunate, man. This is a big loss for the Philadelphia 76ers. It obviously hurts to lose a player like this. I wanted Kelly Oubre back. Now they lose both Oubre and Quentin Grimes. And now you do have some serious questions with the wing depth for this team and not a whole lot of options to be able to solve it at this point in time. Philadelphia has some money, but they can't really offer a lot of big contracts to people out there. So I was hoping they were going to get Kelly Oubre back for a price here, 2-year 17, that I think they could have afforded. Now, we don't know if they offered this to Oubre and he declined or what, but nonetheless, it's disappointing. Kelly Oubre, no longer a Philadelphia 76er. Brutal, 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 brutal. Yeah, Oubre was that glue guy. All right, so here, let's take a look at what the Sixers roster looks like now. And what they can do moving forward here. So they've obviously lost, as we mentioned. They have now lost both Kelly Oubre and Quentin Grimes. Grimes goes to the Lakers. Oubre goes to the Pacers. And so, to your depth pieces from last year, and starter and Oubre, spot starter and Quentin Grimes, no longer on the team. And so you have signed Dean Wade to kind of replace those Oubre minutes, but now you got to find someone as well to replace Grimes. When he signed with LA, I still thought you should have brought back Kelly Oubre. And again, tough to know if it's Oubre just not wanting to return or if it's the Sixers not willing to meet this price. I'd be surprised if Philadelphia wasn't willing to meet the price that was 2 years, $17 million. It's not a whole lot of money for a player like Kelly Oubre. So here's an updated look at the roster. Sixers have 13 players under contract right now. They have to get to 14 minimum. They can have 15 if they would like. Obviously, you slide Dean Wade into there into that starting lineup with Maxey, VJ, Paul George, and Embiid. Off the bench right now, I like LeBaron Philon as that backup guard. I like Hukporti as your backup center. You have Barlow as your backup 4. Outside of that, I don't really trust Justin Edwards. I don't really trust Jabari Walker. I don't trust Dalen Terry, right? Now, they can cut Dalen Terry and not eat any money, and his money will just come off the books, and they can add somebody else if they would like. But again, who are you adding at this point? Because the Sixers don't really have a lot of avenues to add players at significant levels of contracts. And so losing Oubre sucks. Nothing the Sixers could do, though, if Kelly wanted to go to Indiana. The Sixers, he wasn't a restricted free agent. So all Philadelphia could do is offer him the same contract and hope that Oubre decided to pick them. And clearly, he wanted to go to Indiana at this point. So this is what the Sixers roster looks like right now. We will have to kind of see what they end up doing. But that is very, very unfortunate, man. That is unfortunate. So get down to the comment section right now, and I want you to let me know your one-word reaction to Kelly Oubre leaving. And we will get this up here in a sec. Bear with me here. Yep. One-word reaction to Kelly Oubre leaving. Let me know down in the chat. All right, let's see some of your one-word reactions here. C-Tay says, meh. The Fleas says, bliss. JY Doctor says, fart. Down South, Marley, pissed. Tar Heel, blessed. Shane Butler, friend. Julia says, hopeless. I'll say disappointed, man. I'm just disappointed that they weren't able to find a way to keep Kelly Oubre around. I'm very interested to see if it was Oubre that wanted to leave or if it was Philadelphia that lowballed him. Man. We've seen the Oubre Grimes thing. I personally was ready to move on. It's not even as much like... It's really losing both of them for nothing that definitely hurts. I was ready to move on from Grimes. That I didn't really care too much about, but losing Oubre for not a lot of money, it's definitely disappointing. It's definitely disappointing. We'll see how Philadelphia responds, what moves they make. Again, they don't really have... The most they can offer someone in free agency is like $5 million. I am shocked, man. I am shocked. Sucks. Trash. Kelly's mid. How much money do they have now left to sign? So the Sixers have about $16 million under the first apron. They cannot go over that first apron amount because they use the mid-level exception to sign Dean Wade. So the most amount of money Philadelphia can spend is about $16 million. The problem is, because they're over the cap, the only way they can sign players is using exceptions. But they've already used almost all of the mid-level. They have like $2 million left of the mid-level exception. They had the biannual exception, which is about $5 million. Other than that, they can only sign minimum deals. So the most amount of money they have to sign one individual player is $5 million. It's not great, man. That's not great. Could have kept Oubre. Well, again, maybe they couldn't have. Oh, and this better not be Josh Harris trying to avoid the luxury tax. Because if they did sign Kelly Oubre to this deal, they would have gone over the luxury tax by a few million. And if this is Josh Harris once again trying to avoid the tax, I can only say so much. What are we supposed to do if that is the case? All we can do is tell him to sell the team, but we can't do anything about it. He can't get fired. It's his team. We can complain about it all we want, but we're kind of powerless to it, man. It just doesn't make sense. Why are you so against bringing in Ben Simmons for the vet min? I look, Ben Simmons obviously has a history here, but I don't think he's a good basketball player anymore, man. He hasn't played basketball in like over a year. He's an injury-prone player. He has the history he has with this city and with this fan base. And last time he played basketball, he was not good with the Clippers. He wasn't good. I'd rather bring back Trent Watford. I think he does the exact same things. You could say, oh, Simmons is a better defender. Sure, theoretically he is, but is he really that same guy anymore? He's not. He's lost a lot of athleticism with all the injuries he's had over the years. He's probably still dealing with injuries. I just feel like there's other routes you could go. What a shame. What a shame. Yeah, it definitely does suck, Tyrone, if the Sixers didn't even try to keep him. We don't know, though. Remaining wings we can get. We can take a look at some of the top free agents out there on the market right now. Take a look at that. So this might include some of the guys that did just sign. But, you know, obviously LeBron's still out there. They're not signing LeBron. Jalen Duren is still out there. Tobias Harris, you're not going to be able to afford him anyways. Remember, Philadelphia can only offer like $5.5 million as a contract. So I would love to get Tari Eason. I would love to get Rui Hachimura. But you don't have enough money unless one of those guys is willing to sign for $5 million, which I would be shocked if that's the case for any of the guys on this screen. Peyton Watson's not going to sign for that little. Anthony Simons, maybe. As a backup guard, I wouldn't absolutely hate that if they brought in Anthony Simons for the biannual exception. Jonathan Kuminga's going to get more than that. Benedict Matherin's a restricted free agent. He'll get more than that. Obviously, Kelly Oubre just signed with the Pacers. Nick Richards, Jackson Hayes, Andre Drummond, you don't need any of those guys. I wouldn't mind Bradley Beal, honestly. If you sign Bradley Beal with a biannual exception, I would like that move. Why not do a sign and trade with the Pacers, says Shane? Because the Pacers have no reason to do that. Sign and trades usually happen if the team that wants to sign the player doesn't actually have the money to sign that player. So the loophole is that their original team signs that player, then trades him. But then the team will get something back. The Pacers don't need to do a sign and trade. There's no reason for that because they can just sign Kelly Oubre. They can afford him. So there's no incentive for them to do a sign and trade. It'd be great for the Sixers, sure. But no incentive for Indiana to do that. But anyways, Bradley Beal I would like. I think Batum, that ship has sailed for sure. Chris Middleton for a vet min. I guess. There's a lot of rumors, though, he'll be going to Miami to team back up with Giannis. I wouldn't mind Bruce Brown. Josh Okogie's a good defender. I don't really want Russell Westbrook. Marvin Bagley's more of a big at this point. I think you need more of an actual wing. So there's really not a lot of fantastic options out there, man. And so, you know, we can pop up the question of who you want the Sixers to sign next to replace these losses of Kelly Oubre and Quentin Grimes. Don't be mad when we sign Ben Simmons to a vet min and he pans out. Look, if he pans out, I would never be mad, right? If we did sign Ben Simmons and he played well, I would not be mad. I would love for him to come in and play well. I just don't think he will. And I could be wrong. Shoot, I could be wrong. Y'all are fried if you're okay with Justin Edwards playing basketball more. Yeah, I don't trust Justin Edwards, man. What do you think about re-signing Matisse for a vet min? I wouldn't mind it. Actually kind of fits well as a defensive-oriented guard in the backcourt next to Phylon coming off the bench. You know, you have Phylon who could be that scorer, and then Matisse could be that defender. I really wouldn't mind that. Wouldn't mind that. All right, so I'm going to get this video up on Oubre momentarily here. Sign and trade Bona for Deuce McBride is, well, Deuce isn't a free agent. So, that would just be a regular trade. I guess the Knicks do absolutely need a backup center. If you're Philadelphia, have 4 centers on the roster with Embiid, with Hukporti, with Bona, and with Broom. But I don't think you're in a position to trade away depth if you're Philadelphia at the center spot just because of all the Embiid stuff. It's like, if you trade away Bona, I would like, in theory, trading Bona for McBride. But if you do that and Embiid gets hurt again during the season, that means Hukporti's your starting center, and then Johni Broom's the backup. And I don't trust Johni Broom at all. I think he stinks. Quite frankly, I think he stinks. Duncan Robinson, so he didn't actually end up getting bought out. There was a lot of chatter that Detroit was going to buy him out. They didn't actually end up doing that, so he's still on the Pistons. Scotty Barnes. I mean, I'd love to have Scotty Barnes on this team, but you're not getting him. S. Reed says Bradley, Westbrook, Hayes, and Simmons for the amount of money we have left. Well, you only have 2 open roster spots right now. You could have 3 if they cut Dalen Terry. Ben Simmons and Westbrook. God, no. You don't need Westbrook anymore, man. If you're going to bring in another guard, I don't think you need a guy like Westbrook. I think you need somebody who can play some defense and knock down some threes. That is not Russell Westbrook at this point in his career. Can Embiid and George restructure their contracts? They will not do that. That doesn't really happen in the NBA. Happens a lot more in the NFL, not in the NBA. Oh, man. Oh, my God. I'm so sorry, by the way. I saw we got this super chat, and then the Oubre news happened, so I totally forgot to pull this up. I really apologize. I definitely want to get to this. DeMichael Burns. I say go get Westbrook or Gary Trent on the vet min. Re-sign Kelly Oubre. Obviously, that's not going to happen anymore. Get Ayton if the Lakers waive and stretch him. Complete offseason. Well, I don't mind Gary Trent on a vet min. I actually think that would be a solid addition. Obviously, you can't re-sign Oubre anymore. Ayton, if he does get waived, I think for another vet min would be a decent option as well. But obviously, the Oubre thing isn't going to happen anymore. DeMichael, thank you so much for your $5 super chat. I really, really appreciate it. And I hope you're still here. I apologize for not popping this up earlier. Got totally sidetracked with the Kelly Oubre Jr. news. But thank you so much for that. Our first super chat of the day. And you know what? Since that is our first super chat of this day 2, I'll give you a cheers. Everyone show some love to DeMichael Burns in the chat right now. Cheers to you, man. Really appreciate that. Thank you for the insight. And yes, I would like Gary Trent, and I wouldn't mind Ayton as well. Even though you signed Hukporti, because I would just let go of Johni Broom. Just to be honest. We do have a super chat menu once again, same super chat menu as we had on yesterday's show. And we do have a free option on the super chat menu. Every 50 likes we get, we're bringing back the Magic 8 Ball once again. So I have this Magic 8 Ball right here. It's Kelly green, so you can't see it with the green screen, but it's a Magic 8 Ball, and you shake it up, and it's a drinking Magic 8 Ball, so it'll tell me what to do. For example, if I shook it up, it could say, take a drink. It could say, take a shot. I got the vodka on deck here once again. And so every 50 likes we get, we will do that for free. We are 21 likes away from 50 likes. Hey, with 153 people watching live, we should easily be able to get up to about 75 likes on the show. So I know it's disappointing that Philadelphia did let go of Oubre and Grimes, but if you're excited for them to make some more moves and you want Philadelphia to make some more moves in this offseason and today on free agency, hit that thumbs up icon. Like the stream, baby. All super chats, we will ring the bell for you. So for my guy DeMichael, we're going to ring the bell just like he's ringing the bell pregame at a Sixers home game. Is everybody ready? Let's ring that bell. Come on, maybe one more for good luck. Yes, sir. So all super chats that come in, we ring the bell for you. Any $10 super chats that come in, we will also do the Magic 8 Ball. And then any $20 super chats that come in, I'll shotgun a beer. That's what we're doing, baby. That's what we're doing. We are 13 likes away from 50 likes and having to do our first Magic 8 Ball. Oh, but wait! Bruce Davis says, you're doing it now! Bruce Davis says, you're doing it now! $10 super chat coming in from my guy, Bruce. Thank you so much for that, man. Let's go, baby. Let's go. You want to join me? All right. Little 2-for-1 special. So every $10 super chat that comes in, we got to shake the Magic 8 Ball. And gonna have to do some drinking. You down? Yeah. You want to shake it? You want to do the honors? This will be yours, and then I'll do mine. My guy, Jeremy Chugs. It's a little hard to see sometimes. Some bubbles in there. Gotta give it a sec. Oh, what's it gonna be? Come on, thing. Oh, there it is. Down in one. Uh-oh. Means you gotta chug, dude. Means you gotta finish your drink in one, man. I already have a drink open, so I can do that one if you'd like, and you can go again. Because I already have a drink open, so. Let's see. Oh, everyone drinks. All right, we can just cheers then. Everybody drinks. That includes you guys if you're watching. So, you'll do a shot? There you go. I love it. I love it. Shout out to Bruce Davis sending in that 10. Appreciate you, man. We're also up to 43 likes, so 7 likes away from having to do it again. I'm on a 2-day bender for free agency. USA plays today, man. I'm not trying to get too wasted, but down the hatch for my guy, Jeremy Chugs. Yes, sir. Appreciate you, big dog. And I got to take this down in one. Could you actually do me a quick favor? Could you give me one of those like blue Merbonga things? It's just much easier to chug out of those than straight out of the can. Just took a sip of water. Took a shot of vodka. It's right here. You've been drinking the Tito's, baby. USA game is at 8 o'clock p.m. Eastern, I believe. 8 o'clock p.m. Eastern. Thank you. Woj will be breaking slow as we care about. Yeah, Woj over Shams all day, man. Woj over Shams all day. But let's pop up that super chat, and then I'll do the chug. We're also 5 likes away from 50 likes. Here's that 10 from Bruce Davis. Big shout out to Bruce sending in the 10. Chugs did that shot for you. Now I'm about to take down the rest of my Happy Dad for you. As day 2 of NBA free agency rolls on. Apparently the Denver Nuggets have reached out to LeBron James. Interesting. Chip, how you going to feel when Sham says the Sixers signed Ben Simmons and Nick Batum? That's a train I'm all in on. No one left other than those two. Nick Batum is just so old at this point. I'd rather sign somebody younger, but I'd be like okay with it, I guess. Ben Simmons, I wouldn't be happy about it, man. And yeah, it's a good point from a brother down in the chat. It says that Batum's wife said the city's too dirty. Batum's wife does not like Philadelphia, so I don't think he'd ever come back. Did y'all not hear Brett singing Barbie Girl? No way. I'm a little farther away from them. I did not hear that happen. I'll have to go back and look at that later. That's ridiculous. Did he do that on his own, or did somebody make him do that, Kane Angel? Sixers cannot get Devin Booker. There's no way you can pull off a trade for Devin Booker, unfortunately. Did somebody make him do that, or was that totally on his own, Kane? I mean, that would be ridiculous. What is he doing? Yeah, you were in the. Oh yeah, yeah. They're live on main and they're live on Heat. Right, I forgot about that. Rolly and Brett over there. Alper, Alper, Alper. Typical Knicks fan. Typical Knicks fan. All right, let's take down this drink for my guy Bruce. Oh, someone gave $100 to sing the Barbie Girl song. That's insane. You couldn't pay me to sing that. I don't even know the words. How did that come up? How does it like? Did he offer that? Like, how does that even come up? Did somebody ask him to do that? I don't understand. I'd be surprised if that was on the super chat menu. Kawhi went back to Toronto now. We got Ben Simmons. That'd be crazy. Yeah, unfortunately, Kawhi's a whole lot better than Ben Simmons is. Yeah, and a great point from Adam Aronson here. So the Sixers might have a little bit more money than I initially thought because it was initially reported that they signed Ariel Hukporti with the mid-level exception that they had left over after using the large part of it on Dean Wade. But it actually does make more sense now to use the biannual exception on Hukporti and then have more money left over in the mid-level exception. You probably have about $6 or $7 million as opposed to about $5. So Halper just mentioned it. That's hilarious. Real quick before I take down the drink, I want to get this Oubre short posted before I forget. And then we will take down the drink. All right, so that's up there. What do you think about Big Fish? Yeah, my guy Isaac Johnson, the big out of Hawaii. I like him. As a G League kind of guy. I don't know if he'll ever end up becoming an NBA caliber kind of player. I mean, who knows? He has some interesting skills at 7 foot, can handle the rock a little bit, can shoot the ball, but he's a little bit thinner, a little bit lighter. I don't think he'll really be able to handle NBA level physicality. But maybe as a G Leaguer, if those skills do translate, I could see that. I have a tough time seeing him really becoming a NBA rotation level caliber kind of player, but you never know with his shooting ability and his touch and his handle and feel for the game. I like him though. I like the Big Fish T. Henson. Philly Matty Ice, would you rather have a backup 2 or a backup 3? I mean, you could always sign somebody that can play both, right? Like, guys can play multiple positions, but if I had to pick one, I kind of would rather have a backup 3. I think, having good wings are very important in the NBA. And, like, you have Maxey, Phylon, and Edgecombe. So you have 3 good guards you can rely on. At the wing spot, like, you have George, who's obviously getting older and is an injury risk. You have Dean Wade, and that's really it. Like, I don't trust Justin Edwards. Dominick Barlow's not a wing. Jabari Walker's not a wing. I don't trust Dalen Terry. And that's, like, all you have there. So I'd say wing. I'd say small, I guess small forward in that case with your question. Let me just get this up on Instagram here. If you haven't already, we do have an Instagram page for the channel. You can see the at the bottom of the screen right now. At 76ers Now IG is that handle. And I can put that link as well in the chat. If you want to give us a follow over on Instagram, excuse me. A lot of short form content goes up there, including this video I'm about to post on Kelly Oubre going to the Pacers. What was it, 2 years, 17? Alrighty. There we go. Appreciate you guys bearing with me for just a moment. And now we will take down the drink for my guy Bruce, officially. No more stalling. Got the Happy Dads on deck. Not a sponsor, but should be. Paul George Glazer. No, Ben Simmons has not signed. I doubt he actually signs with any team. Shout out to Shane Butler, giving the Instagram account a follow. Shout out to Mikey070 as well, giving the Instagram account a follow. What am I drinking from? It's a mermaid beer bong. It's a beer bong that's like, you can kind of tell it's like a mermaid in the tail. It's what we got in the office, man. They're a lot easier to drink out of than like a big beer bong on the show. We've had people have some accidents with actual beer bongs and spilling drinks on the equipment, so they made us get these instead. Not me, though. Not me. Merbonga, indeed. Shout out Jackson Durham. Watching the show. Let's ring the bell for taking down the drink, baby. Make some noise, man. Gotta get hype. Gotta get hype. Let's go. Oh, hold on. Twitter notification. Fully guaranteed deal. No options for Kelly Oubre. Jason Hafler with a follow on the Instagram account. Thank you. All right. For Bruce Davis, let's go. There we go. There we go. Number one, down the drain. Is there no trash can? Oh, there it is. Kobe. Oh, we just hit 50 likes as well. As a reminder, every 50 likes we hit, we got to shake the magic 8 ball and do whatever it says. Last time we did it, I had to finish an entire drink. So we don't get that again. Take a shot. All right. Oh, man. Why couldn't I have gotten, take a sip? So we're starting off with a finish your drink and then a take a shot. So we're getting off started crazy here. We got the vodka on deck. Little Tito's action. No chaser necessary. All right. Cheers to everybody. And a toast to hopefully landing a decent replacement in free agency today after losing Kelly Oubre and Quentin Grimes. Cheers. Woo! Shot down the drain. The replacement for Kelly Oubre will be Ben Simmons. Yeah, I don't know. Hey, look, Shane, we'll see. If you're right, you're right, man. If you're right, I'll tell you that you're right. If you're right, I'll tell you that you're right, man. Any other signings we have yet to talk about? That's really, it's really it. I mean, we talked DeAnthony Melton. So where do we leave off? With those moves the Lakers made, yep. They also landed Colin Sexton as well. I don't believe we showed this, but Lakers signing Colin Sexton to a 2-year, $19 million contract. DeAnthony Melton went back to the Golden State Warriors, 2 years, $11 million for him. Small signing here with Elijah Martin, 2 years, $4.8 to the Raptors. John Isaac, after he got released by the Magic earlier in the offseason, he is back in Orlando on a 1-year deal. Jameer Watkins re-signing on a 2-way deal with Washington. And then the most recent move is this Kelly Oubre move, signing with the Indiana Pacers. What are we going to do with Broom? You can't do anything with Broom because he sucks and he can't play. So he's just on the roster for right now. Torrey Craig. Which doesn't move me at all. Torrey Craig wouldn't move me at all. All right, shout out to all 154 people currently watching with us. If you haven't already, be sure to hit that subscribe button. We've picked up like 100+ subs over the last 24 hours, and I really appreciate you guys for that. We pride ourselves in our coverage here, and during moments like this in free agency, whenever moves happen, we are always there with the best coverage you'll find right here on YouTube. And so hit that subscribe button, man, if you have not already. We are approaching 27,000 subscribers, news, rumors, analysis, a whole lot more. 100% free. It costs nothing to subscribe, so I would appreciate it. I know a lot of you are subscribers already, though, so shout out to the real ones, man. Yeah, David Nelson. John Collins has signed with the Pistons. Liam, it is sad, man. I did like Oubre. Women across Philadelphia are very upset today that Kelly Oubre is no longer on the team. Shout out to Jason Hafler as well, giving me a follow on the Instagram. I want to take a moment here to tell you guys again about our sponsor on today's show. That is our good friends at Prize Picks, America's #1 sports picks app. And with the World Cup underway, the USA plays tonight, baby, against Bosnia, I believe. No better place to catch the action on the World Cup than with our friends at Prize Picks. It's super simple to use the app. All you got to do is select a lineup of 2 to 6 player stat projections and pick more or less on those projections. If you are right, you can win yourself some money while you watch these games. And with their social feeds feature on the app, you can actually give me a follow on the app if you'd like, at JChip. You can also follow your friends and copy lineups with just one click. The lineup I'm rocking with for the World Cup action today, there's a game getting underway here in about 30 minutes, Senegal versus Belgium. Give me the goalkeeper, more than 2.5 goalie saves there. And then for Bosnia versus the USA, I'm going with Christian Pulisic with a couple of selections here. First, more than a half goal. You can see next to that number, that is a demon play, meaning it's less likely that he does get more than a half goal, but the payout is boosted because of that. And then we're going to pair that as well with the max discount from Prize Picks. Another reason I love using Prize Picks so much is they're always offering great deals like this to help you get some easy wins. More than a half passes attempted. Obviously, Pulisic is going to pass the ball at least one time. So that's a 3-pick power play there to win $162.50. And for new users, if you download the Prize Picks app today and use our code HMA when you play your first $5 lineup, you'll get $50 in lineups with Prize Picks. Again, That's code HMA when you play your first $5 lineup to get an extra $50 in lineups with Prize Picks. That link in the live chat and the description of today's stream. Alrighty. So we've kind of been caught up now on all the recent moves that have happened today. And that is where we are at right now. A reminder of some of the top players available if you're just joining us. These are some of the top free agents that are still out there on the open market. Obviously, LeBron, we'll see what happens with LeBron James. We'll see if he ends up going to Golden State, Cleveland, Miami. Those are the three teams that have been most rumored to be landing LeBron. I imagine he'll take some time to go through all his options. Apparently, the Nuggets have also reached out to LeBron James, as have the Minnesota Timberwolves. Jalen Duren seems like he doesn't want to go back to Detroit, but apparently the Pistons are willing to match any offer he does receive, and so we'll see how that kind of plays out. Tobias Harris sounds like he's not going to be going back to the Pistons, and so where will he go? I'm not really interested in bringing him back to Philadelphia. Rui Hachimura has been linked to teams such as the Spurs. I would have liked him in Philly, but they spent the money on Dean Wade instead, and I'm totally fine with that. Tari Eason is a restricted free agent for the Rockets, so they have the ability to match any offer he does receive, as is Peyton Watson, restricted for the Nuggets. I imagine he's going to get a pretty good bag as well. Anthony Simons could be an interesting two-guard to add to this team. I wouldn't mind that if he does, and if he is willing to sign, I should say, for a cheap deal. Jonathan Kuminga had his team option declined by the Hawks. I wouldn't be surprised if they find a way to bring him back at a cheaper price than what he originally was at. But we'll see what kind of market he has. Probably too expensive for Philadelphia. Benedict Mathurin, also a restricted free agent for the Clippers. Obviously, we just saw Kelly Oubre signing with the Indiana Pacers, unfortunately. Some other names that are out there on the market as well. Nick Richards, Jackson Hayes, Andre Drummond, of course, is a free agent. Wouldn't mind Bradley Beal being brought in here to Philadelphia. Former Sixer Nick Batum is out there as well. Of course, he just keeps getting older and older. Chris Middleton sounds like he might be going to Miami Heat. Team back up with Giannis. Bruce Brown is an intriguing option. Somebody who can't really shoot, can't really score, but is, a fine all-around player. Josh Okogie, a good defender. Russell Westbrook. Before the Sixers drafted LeBaron Filan, I was kind of in on Russ, but at this point, I don't really think he fits with the Sixers need all that much. Marvin Bagley, I was also in on at one point, but I think with them bringing back Barlow and sending Hukporti, there's not really a huge need for Bagley. But those are some of the top free agents that are still out there on the market. So there we go. All right, if you want the Sixers to make another move, I need you to hit that thumbs up icon. Show me by liking the stream. We are up to 63 likes with 171 people watching. We should be able to get to 100 likes ASAP, and when we do, we got to shake the magic 8-ball once again. We are 36 likes away from that 100 number. Get back to your questions, your comments in the chat. Do you think the Sixers should trade for Day'Ron Sharpe? I mean, dude, Day'Ron Sharpe would be an awesome backup center, but I don't really see the Nets willing to give him up. Some rumors that Tobias Harris has a chance to end up in San Antonio, those coming from Brian Windhorst of ESPN. I think Day'Ron Sharpe, though, has a chance to be a really good player. I don't really see Brooklyn giving him up, though. Where'd I end at? There we go. I like Watson, too. Yep, I mean, Peyton Watson's good, but he's not going to be leaving Denver. They're going to give him a bag. Marvin Bagley's a good player, yes. But I don't really know where he fits in at this point with the rotation. Shane Butler can't afford. Yeah, unfortunately, Philadelphia can't really afford a lot of the good players left. They really can't offer much more than like $6 or $7 million to anybody. Bruce Brown. I wouldn't mind Bruce Brown, Julius, but yeah, Peyton Watson is not really going to be a realistic option. He's going to get $20+ million a year. How about the underrated list of free agents available? Well, I don't know all the free agents off the top of my mind. But we can take a look at a list of some of the top free agents available and kind of see who else is out there still. A lot of guys have signed at this point. A lot of the top 40. Let's see. Can we do Peyton Watson or Marvin Bagley? Can't do Watson. Could do Bagley if you wanted, but again, I don't really know that fits all that much. A lot of the decent like mid-range free agents have gone off the board. I will say Gary Trent Jr. is a name that I'd like. Honestly, I think Gary Trent Jr. would make a lot of sense for Philadelphia. That's a name that was not on that list that we could talk about. Kenrich Williams, but again, don't know if that really fits with what Philadelphia needs. Yeah. Looking at these names, a lot of guys have signed, man. Javonte Green could be an interesting option. Gary Payton. I don't want Cam Thomas, I'll tell you that much. Kyle Anderson. Then we start getting into guys that it's like, all right, like let's be honest here. So, not a ton of talent left on the board, man. Robert Williams re-signed with the Trailblazers, Kyle. So Robert Williams is not an option. He went back to Portland. And I'll kind of cycle through all the moves that have happened at the top of your screen here. I've had it sitting on Kelly Oubre for a little bit, but I think it's been up there enough. We can kind of let it cycle through all these other moves as well. We're up to 69 likes, 31 away from our next goal of 100. Want to see another move made here by Philadelphia? Go ahead, hit that thumbs up icon and like the stream. When we get there, we are shaking this magic 8-ball again and taking down some drinks. Ricky Council. He's probably playing overseas somewhere, man. Delco Green. Looks like they can't afford who's remaining on the top available free agent list. That's why I asked. Yeah, they can't, so really tough pickings. Yo! Bro, I got Dean Wade and Ariel Hukporti. Get live. Wait, you guys already go live? Are you on right now? All right. Nothing's happening. Cam Thomas would be the next Quentin Grimes. Grimes is Cam Thomas is such an awful defender. Such an awful defender. At least Grimes was a good defender. Cam Thomas is such a negative on the defensive end of the floor. It's insane. I don't need that on my squad. Matisse made the free throws. Ugh. Now Kev also likes Ben Simmons. Man, you guys are crazy, bro. You guys are crazy. There's no way. There's no way. Hey, to each their own, man. To each their own. Seems like we kind of had all the big moves that we're going to have for the day. Broke back Simmons. That's crazy. That's crazy, yo. I'm telling you guys are going to like Ariel Hukporti, man. As soon as we start seeing Hukporti play for the Sixers, you guys are going to like him. I hope that he plays over Adem Bona. I think he's a better player. I truly think he's a better player. KJT, what's going on with Andre Drummond? I mean, I doubt he'll be back. Philadelphia signed a backup center in Ariel Hukporti. And talk about all-time, like, just not reading the room, not being aware of your situation. Andre Drummond said today that he's done taking pay cuts and he's done taking discounts. Buddy, who do you think you are? Nobody's signing you for anything more than the vet min. What are you talking about? You're done taking pay cuts. Nobody's paying you. You're going to sign for the vet min. There's just no other way to say it. Like, I don't know. I don't know what he's talking about. Yeah, Murray. Drummond thinks he's a great three-point shooter now. Ridiculous. Liam, Adem Bona is a great dunker. I mean, sure, that's great. He can dunk the ball. He does almost nothing else well. Drummond needs to be back. I disagree. I think you bring in Hukporti. I think he honestly can be better than Andre Drummond. Maybe Drummond means he's going to the Shanghai Sharks. Who knows, man? I'm sure they pay him well over there if he wanted to do that. So, shoot. If all he really wants is to make some money, go overseas and get yourself a bag. Go overseas and get yourself a bag, Drummond. Give Bol a shot. Unfortunately, I believe he actually tore his Achilles playing overseas recently. I can double check that, but I'm like 99% certain I saw that. Yeah, back in May, Bol suffered a torn Achilles, unfortunately, playing overseas. So he won't be playing this year. Drummond's the next Lowry, end of the bench coaching young guys. Yeah, but you don't need 5 centers on the roster. You already have Embiid, Hukporti, Bona, and Broom. You don't need a 5th center on the roster. Yeah, you need a backup wing and you need a backup guard, and you only have 2 roster spots left. So now you could cut Dalen Terry, but could Broom break Chamberlain's 100-point record? Maybe if he played back in Chamberlain's era, maybe. If he played back against the guys that Wilt was playing against, maybe he does. Weebay, Sixers can't offer Benedict Mathurin a good contract. Again, the most amount of money that Philadelphia can offer any free agent right now is like $6 or $7 million. So there'd just be no point. We better go get Braun. Well, they already used their mid-level, so unless LeBron's signing for $5 million or the minimum, then you're not getting LeBron. Although he did say he doesn't really care about the money. He wants to go to a contender. I don't know if the Sixers are at the top of the contending list, though, unfortunately. So, how about Thomas Bryant? I believe Thomas Bryant re-signed with Cleveland. Julian Champagnie, certainly not as good as his brother Justin Champagnie. Is he a free agent? Oh no, I was thinking about Justin. I'm sorry. Julian Champagnie is the better one. And he re-signed with San Antonio, so you're not getting Julian Champagnie. If you're talking about Justin Champagnie, the one who plays for the Wizards, I believe he's also under contract as well. Yeah, he's under contract for another year, so. Lonnie Walker one more time. We already tried that, man. He's just not an NBA player. He's not an NBA player. How about a more athletic center? Dude, Hukporti's a great athlete. Hukporti's a really good athlete. He can move very well for being a true 7-footer. So I'm saying, guys, you're going to like Hukporti, man. I'm telling you. Just give him a shot. Just give him a shot. Tom Brady is more athletic than Broom. I have to agree with you. Broom might be the least athletic player in all the 4 major sports. I mean, he couldn't jump over a caterpillar. Go into the tax for Bron. I certainly would. I don't know if Josh Harris would. Toby to the Spurs. Is that official? Yeah, it is. There we go. Tobias Harris has signed a 2-year, $31 million deal with the San Antonio Spurs. So the former Sixer, obviously with the Pistons last year, last couple of years, goes to San Antonio. So how about that? Tobias Harris on the Spurs. Two years, $31 million, $15.5 million a year for Tobias Harris there. It's a fine deal for him. I mean, it's crazy. You know, as Delco Green says, he does just keep getting paid, man. And it's not a ton of money. It's about the mid-level, but he does just keep finding a way, man. Just keeps finding a way to make some money. All right, who do you guys think has had the best free agency so far? What team has won free agency up to this point? And you know what? If you guys want to ask me about what a certain team has done, let me know in the chat. Obviously, you know, this is a Sixers channel, but we can talk about free agency at large. So if you guys have any questions about what a team in general has done, let me know. We can look through all the moves they've made. Lakers won. Yeah, we can take a look at what the Lakers have done. They've made a lot of additions for sure. If I could ever find them. There we go. So here's all the moves the Lakers have made. This even goes back to some extensions they've signed and things like that. So Lakers kicked things off by giving Austin Reeves a massive contract extension, keeping him off of the open market. 4 years, $184 million. And so that is going to be average annual value of about $46 million. Oh, by the way, Kyle Schwarber says he is interested in participating in the Home Run Derby, which is, of course, taking place in Philadelphia at Citizens Bank Park. But they bring back Austin Reeves, the Lakers do. They pick up the team option on DeAndre Ayton for $8.1 million. Or, I'm sorry, Ayton ups into his player option for $8.1 million. There is some chatter they could let him go. We'll see what happens. They pull off the sign and trade for Walker Kessler, giving up 2 first-round picks and 2 first-round pick swaps to the Utah Jazz, and then they sign Kessler to a 4-year, $130 million deal. They also signed my guy, Sandro Mamukelashvili, to a 4-year, $52 million deal. A really good contract there for a really good role player. They also had Quentin Grimes on a 4-year, $60 million deal, and Colin Sexton on a 2-year, $19 million deal. So they're really adding to their depth in this post-LeBron era for the Lakers, building around Luka, Austin Reeves. Obviously, they bring in Walker Kessler, and they bring in some of these role players. So I think what the Lakers have done is certainly good. So any other teams that people have asked about? Shane Butler says, I think the Raptors have won. Obviously, Toronto landing Kawhi Leonard once again is huge. And we can also take a look at what Toronto has done here in this free agents period. Just 4 moves, and a lot of smaller moves like re-signing and keeping Jamal Shead around, keeping Trace Jackson Davis around, re-signing Elijah Martin. But how about trading for Kawhi Leonard, man? They gave up Brandon Ingram, Grady Dick, 2 first-round picks, a first-round pick swap, and 2 seconds to get one of the best players in the game. Still, even at his old age, Kawhi Leonard is still an absolute dog. And so you could say that the Raptors have won free agency with a trade they made for Kawhi Leonard for sure. What else? My guy Robert S. Downs. The Spurs with the drafting Jaden Quaidens and Terrace Reed. What's their current roster? So I can look at that. I can't show you on screen their current roster. We don't have that, but should be able to pull it up. Actually, I can just go to the salary cap website and be able to see here. So currently under contract, the Spurs, after signing Tobias Harris, will have 13 players, but they obviously still have De'Aaron Fox. They still have Dylan Harper. They still have Stephon Castle, Devin Vassell, Keldon Johnson, obviously Wemby. They re-signed Julian Champagnie to a big deal. They still have Luke Cornett hanging around. They brought back Harrison Barnes. They bring in Tobias Harris. They still have Carter Bryant, and they draft Jaden Quaidens and Terrace Reed. And so roster's looking pretty good, man. Roster's looking pretty good for the Spurs, who, of course, just made a run to the NBA Finals. Anyone else? Teams you think have won free agency? The Golden State Warriors, says Kadir Gant. We can talk about Golden State. These are the moves they have made. They have made 3 moves so far. Obviously, they're a team who's still thinking about possibly landing LeBron James, and we'll see if they're able to get that done. But up to this point, they brought back Al Horford on a 2-year, nearly $14 million contract. They brought back Kristaps Porzingis on a 2-year, $40 million deal. And they also re-signed DeAnthony Melton on a 2-year, $11 million deal. So kind of just re-signing some of their own guys. But they are certainly in the race to land LeBron James. So that's what Golden State has done. Shout out to Kadir for asking. I'm seeing a couple people mention the Miami Heat. So we can take a look what Miami has done. They've been busy, of course. They trade for Giannis. Obviously, the big move, giving up Tyler Hero, Kilo Ware, Jaime Jaquez, Kasparis Yakichonis, and 4 first-round picks to the Bucks. In exchange, they get Giannis, and they also get Bobby Portis in that deal as well. Kind of an underrated addition in the move. Obviously, if you're able to land a player like Giannis, that's a big win. That's a big win for you and your squad. But then they were kind of tasked, with filling out the rest of the roster, right? They bring a couple of their own guys back in Pele Larson and in Drew Smith. And they do make a couple of additions in the open market. They also keep Andrew Wiggins as well in a big deal, and Simone Fontecchio. And then they bring in Tim Hardaway Jr. on a 1-year, $6.5 million deal. So rounding out that depth a little bit around Giannis and folk. Don't mind what they've been doing. Murray Hill likes the Hornets, getting off LaMelo and getting some picks. So we can go to Charlotte next. They, of course, made that trade, the LaMelo Ball trade. He is no longer a member of the Charlotte Hornets. In exchange, they get a package headlined by Naz Reid in that deal. And so, like the fit of Naz Reid over there. They then bring back Kobe White in a massive deal. Then they trade Miles Bridges to the Suns and get back a couple of really good three-point shooters, man. A couple of really good role players in Grayson Allen and Royce O'Neal. And they also have signed Pat Connaughton back on a one-year contract. That is the Hornets. Rui Hachimura is still available. Eden Idris, I hope I'm saying that right. But the Sixers cannot afford Rui Hachimura, unfortunately. Anyone else? Seems to be about it. Just joined. What has Philly done? Because for my eyes, they're going to suck next season. So I can show you all the moves Philadelphia's made as well. Obviously, we can talk about the Sixers here. It is 76ers now, after all. So 4 moves that Philadelphia's made. They picked up the team options on both Dominick Barlow and Dalen Terry. Both those guys are back, at least for right now. Dalen Terry's deal is non-guaranteed. There's a chance that he ends up getting cut. But they bring in Dean Wade on a 4-year, $39 million deal. I like the move. A guy who is a really good defender. You guys are going to be very impressed by the defensive ability of Dean Wade. And a good catch-and-shoot three-point shooter, very versatile on the defensive end of the floor. So I like the Dean Wade signing a lot. And then Ariel Hukporti, formerly of the Knicks, big man, true 7-footer who can move, got some athleticism, got some untapped potential as a young player, is the other signing for the Sixers. So this is all the moves they have made up to this point in free agency. Unfortunately, they have lost Quentin Grimes and Kelly Oubre. Grimes goes to the Lakers. Kelly Oubre goes to the Pacers. So tough. Tough to replace, man, but they're going to have to. They're going to have to. We got 176 people watching live. We are up to 82 likes. As a reminder, we do have a super chat menu, and every 50 likes we get, we shake the Magic 8-ball and do whatever it says. It might have to say, drink a beer, finish your drink, take a shot, whatever it might be. Every 50 likes, we're shaking this Magic 8-ball. We are 18 likes away from our next goal of 100 likes. Also, if you send in a $10 super chat, we will also shake the Magic 8-ball. All super chats, if you send in a donation of any amount, we really appreciate all the donations that do get sent in. You guys, just by being here, just by hanging out, are some real ones, and I love the conversations and the questions and just talking about ball with all you guys, and so just love being able to hang out. But if you do send in a super chat, we really do appreciate it, and so, you know, we like to do some things. If you do send in a super chat, anytime someone sends one in, we will ring the bell for you like they ring the bell before Sixers home games. I mentioned the $10 to shake the Magic 8-ball. $20, I will shotgun a happy dad here on the show. Taking them down, man. We are 14 likes away from 100 with 160 people watching. I know we can get there, ladies and gentlemen. I know we can. Sixers the only team in the NBA without a legitimate small forward. I would say Paul George is a legitimate small forward. I would say Paul George is a legitimate small forward. He's been playing like the 4 for no reason. He shouldn't be playing the 4, which is why I like that Philadelphia brought in Dean Wade. Let's get Jamal Murray. That can't happen. Big J Rock, can't nobody duck that tax like the Sixers can. You got that right, man. You got that right. Josh Harrison ducking the tax. Some things never change. You know what's going to happen is Philadelphia's going to sign somebody to a vet min and they'll call it a day and they'll stay under the luxury tax. What's going to happen, man? And Mike Ganzi's going to be like, why'd I even take this job if Josh Harris is not going to let us go over the luxury tax? Paul George doesn't play full season, so we don't actually have a legit small forward. I mean, fair enough, right? Fair enough. Oh, there should be a World Cup game. I might as well turn this into a World Cup stream, man. We got Belgium going up against Senegal. Game just started in the 4th minute from Seattle. Yep, Sixers do still have 2 roster spots, but they do not have enough money to go get Rui Hachimura. The most they can offer a player is around $6 or $7 million. So, Julian Hendrickson, John Isaac actually re-signed with the Orlando Magic after getting cut. Is Jonathan Kuminga available? Yeah, Kuminga is available, but I also think he's going to be too expensive. Robert, I actually like the Sixers starting lineup. That's not really the issue. I mean, Maxey, VJ, Paul George, Dean Wade, and Joel Embiid is a really good starting 5. It's, once again, the depth that's a little bit of a problem. Now, at least they do have LeBaron Philon, Ariel Hukporti, Dominick Barlow, but it's not great. Depth's not great, but I really do like the starting lineup. What would you do if we get LeBron? I mean, I'd be going live. I'll tell you that. We'd be right back going live once again. That would be insane. I'd freak out because I realized that they haven't been connected to those LeBron conversations in the slightest bit. The Utah Jazz are signing Jackson Hayes to a 2-year, $12 million deal. So, former Laker Jackson Hayes going to Utah, replacing Walker Kessler there after he went to the Lakers. Dean Wade's a bench player on a good team. I mean, the Cavs were a good team. And he certainly could start some games for them. I believe he did start a lot of games for them. Yeah, started 38 games for the Cavs last year. And was one of the most impactful players in the playoffs across all teams. Duran to Sacramento, is that official? No, it's not. Yeah, there was some chatter of Duran being interested in going to the Kings, but apparently the Pistons are going to match any offer he gets. He is a restricted free agent. So the Pistons can just match. Oh, good shot attempt from Belgium, but it's saved by the Senegal goalie. What would it take to get LeBron? It would take him just wanting to come here, quite honestly. He would have to come. He would have to approach the Sixers and say, I want to play for Philadelphia. That's what it would take. I do think LeBron goes to the Warriors, though, yeah. If I had to guess, I think LeBron goes to Golden State. $20 super chat coming in. Big shout out to my dad in the chat right now, sending in the $20 super chat, getting us up to $35 on the day. We'll pop this piece up. As we can show the latest move of Jackson Hayes signing with the Utah Jazz. My dad says hopefully the new regime makes the right moves to catch up to the Knicks. Yeah, my dad's a Knicks fan, and I mean, look, I hate the Knicks, but to be fair enough, like they're at the top of the NBA world right now. They are the gold standard and the team that you want to look up to and try to compete with. And so, yeah, that's the team, especially in the East, and they're a rival that you're really looking to compete with right now. So. What have you learned from the World Cup the NBA has to introduce? Oh, what a question. I think I love how few stoppages there are in soccer. And look, I get it. Like, you're running up and down a lot more in the NBA in a smaller court. Like, you're changing directions, going up and down a lot faster. But, I mean, they're running a ton in soccer, too, and they really don't have a lot of breaks. Now, they do make subs where, like, guys will come out and not come back in. But I think the NBA would do great to not have as many substitutions. I also like their review system. Their review system is pretty quick, pretty efficient. It's a big problem I have with the NBA is their review system takes a very long time. But with that $20 super chat coming in, that means we got a shotgun. Paul George Glazer, what'd you miss? Jackson Hayes signed with the Utah Jazz, 2 years, $12 million, and then Tobias Harris signed with the Spurs, 2 years, $31 million. Yeah, Shane. Still hurts that Kelly walked away. Indeed. Indeed it does. Indeed it does. Is what it is. Yeah, Jackson Hayes sucks. Jackson Hayes sucks. Yeah, the hydration breaks in the World Cup suck. Obviously, they don't normally do that. They're doing that for this World Cup only, but there's no reason to do that, man. Like, come on. Let's be real. The Red Sox are so bad. Oh, that's funny. Yeah, the Red Sox suck. Shout out the Phillies, man. Phillies just keep on winning. Phillies just keep on winning. Oh, my. Belgium just came so close to scoring. Or Senegal, excuse me. Just came so close to scoring. Oh, how does that guy miss? Unbelievable how this Senegal player was not able to score this goal. Just didn't get a good shot off his foot. The goalie was nowhere to be found. What a missed opportunity there for Senegal. Wow. That could have really turned the tides in this game, man. Oh, it was right there. He kind of fell over, lost his balance. That's crazy. Oh, yeah, Red Sox are down 10-0 to the Nationals. My God. Phillies right back at it against the Pirates. Looking to win that series against Pittsburgh after winning last night 8-0. Actually, they have 2 more games in the series, so they can at least secure the series tie. What do you think of the soccer fans, in particular the Scotland fans? Did you hear much about them in Boston? I have not. I'm not sure quite what you're talking about. All right, well, with a $20 super chat that came in from my dad, you guys know what we do. Anytime a $20 super chat comes in, that means we got to take down a shotgun. So I got my happy dad here. I got my trusty shotgun tool as well. Senegal kind of controlling this game early so far. 61% possession control through the opening 15 minutes. Belgium is the favorites, but Senegal has been good. Senegal, well, maybe not great. I mean, they lost 3-1 to France. France are like one of the favorites. And they lost 3-2 to Norway. Norway's also really good. And they beat Iraq 5-0 to secure their spot in the knockout round. Well, Iraq was down a man. All right, let's take down this shotgun for the $20 super chat. We are 8 likes away, by the way, from 100 likes. Can we get to that 100 likes number before we sign off? Probably won't be live for too much longer. There's really not a whole lot going on. But we can just hang out and watch the game if we want. If you guys just want to hang out, watch the World Cup game. Because there's not a lot going on in NBA free agency right now, I tell you that. Get Michael Porter Jr. to replace Kelly Oubre. He's still under contract with Brooklyn, so that's not really a possibility. Have you got a list of guys that are left? Yes, I do. We can take this list of players that are available, and then we'll take down the shotgun. So some of the top guys left here. LeBron James, of course. Jalen Duren. Tobias Harris obviously just signed with the Spurs, so take him off the list. Rui Hachimura, Tari Eason. We got Peyton Watson, Anthony Simons, Jonathan Kuminga, Benedict Mathurin. Kelly Oubre obviously has signed with the Pacers, so you could take him off the list. Nick Richards, Jackson Hayes signed with the Jazz, so he's no longer available. Andre Drummond, Bradley Beal, Nick Batum, Chris Middleton, Bruce Brown, Josh Okogie, Russell Westbrook, Marvin Bagley. List of some of the top players available there. What will it take for us to chant Ben Simmons? Oh, man. I don't know if I can keep reading the Ben Simmons comments, man. I'm not going to lie. Look, you can always, have your own opinion. I respect having your own opinion. I just don't agree with it. And that's totally fine. We can disagree on things. Nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that. All right, let's do this shotgun here. All right, cheers, everybody. Let's have a day and maybe make a signing or two as we progress in free agency, huh? All right, here we go. Woo! Woo! There we go. Oh, Belgium nearly had a fantastic opportunity to score, but it's stolen away by Senegal, who's now pushing the other way. They don't have any numbers, though. It's like maybe a foul was actually called. Ball's going to go back to Belgium. "20 minutes in, tied at 0 apiece between Belgium and Senegal. 3 shots for Senegal, 2 for Belgium. Senegal 55% possession so far. But Belgium's here looking to attack. A long pass up ahead, controlled by Belgium. The header couldn't quite get to it. Senegal will clear. Now foul going to be called against Belgium. You know what, Shane? I can't say you're wrong about that. Gansey did say he wants players who want to be here, and Ben did say he wants to be here. You know what? Maybe that's why they didn't bring back Oubre. Maybe Kelly Oubre just didn't want to be here, man. It's a possibility. It's a possibility. We need to tank? Yeah, no thank you. No thank you. What's up with Bradley Beal? Coming off an injury, missed almost all of last season, but he's a free agent. I wouldn't mind taking a chance on Bradley Beal for a vet min, man. I think he's become underrated at this point. For a while, he was a player who everyone hated because he was making way too much money, but if he's making the vet min, I don't see why he wouldn't be a solid addition. Don't forget to hit that sub button. Oh, here comes Senegal. Now they'll reset. Trying to make a push. It's taken away by Belgium, though. Now fighting in the corner with it. Belgium clear is taken back by Senegal. Now they'll set up another offensive possession. I can call some soccer. Why not, man? Senegal passing around on the perimeter. I'm sorry, I don't know any player's names, so don't expect that from me. I don't know a single player's name on this pitch right now. Senegal threatening, coming in from the right side over to the middle. Good defense though by Belgium. Cross, able to keep it in bounds. Bad pass. Now deflected by a Belgium player. Ball will stay with Senegal. USA going to win tonight. Hey, you know what? Can I get some USAs in the chat? 134 people watching live. Everyone type those USAs. USA. 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 Let me hear it, man. We will have a live stream here at Chat Sports, by the way. It won't be me, but we will have a couple people live for the USA game tonight. So subscribe to our main Chat Sports channel. Just look up Chat Sports on YouTube. Subscribe there. And if you want to watch the game and hang out with a couple of my good friends and coworkers here at Chat Sports, you can absolutely do that tonight. Shane Butler typing those USAs, man. Who else wants to type those USAs? Oh, here comes Senegal. A good pass ahead. Fake shot. Nowhere to go. Passes back to the middle. Come across the left side. Right outside the box. Pass inside the header. Off the post and it's in! The deflection off the post and Senegal strikes first. Oh my goodness. The header went off the post. It deflected back to a Senegal player. And the Belgium goalie dove to try to save the initial header. He was not in position for the rebound. And Senegal puts it in. They go up 1-0 here in the 24th minute. Wow. Senegal, underdogs in this game, but they strike first early. So some good movement, and then a good cross, an even better header that nearly went in, hits off the post. Perfect bounce right back to another Senegal player who, honestly, he was just the first one to react to that shot. There were a couple of Belgium defenders in the area that did not react fast enough to the ball going off the post. The goalie was out of position after diving to save the initial shot. And Senegal strikes first. Murray Hill says it's coming home. Is that England? I apologize. I'm not good with flags. Yeah, it is. England did win today. Had 2 goals in the last, 15 minutes of the game to come back after they were down early. How about Senegal here? Striking first against the favorites, Belgium. All right, we are 4 likes away from 100 likes. I would love to get there before we sign off. If you haven't already, hit that like button. As soon as we get to 100 likes, we will shake the Magic 8 Ball one more time. 4 likes away, ladies and gentlemen. I know we can do it. I know we can do it. 3 likes away. Three likes away. Two likes away, up to 98. Uh-oh. Oh. Senegal almost had another opportunity. It goes out of bounds, though. Belgium takes over. And looks like we're going to have a hydration break here. At the 27th minute, Senegal up 1-0. Here on this World Cup round of 32. Can we get Rui Hachimura? Not unless he's willing to take a major discount. Philadelphia can only offer somebody about $6-7 million. Rui Hachimura is almost guaranteed to get more than that, but I will say the longer he goes unsigned, the lower his market will get. So, certainly a chance. There it is. We surpassed 100 likes. And according to our Super Chat menu, that means we got to shake the Magic 8 Ball. As a reminder, all Super Chats get a shout out, and we will ring the bell for you guys. $10 Super Chats also get the Magic 8 Ball here on the show, and $20 Super Chats, a shotgun a beer. But since we passed that 100 like mark, let's shake the Magic 8 Ball and see what we got to do. And the Magic 8 Ball says everybody drinks. Everybody drinks. So, I don't really want to crack open a whole new beer just to take a sip of it. So we'll just take a shot. If you're drinking along with me, whether you're drinking water, soda, juice, alcohol, whatever it may be, cheers to you. And cheers to the 76ers, hopefully making some more great moves in free agency. My guy Naheem Irwin's in the building. Let's go. Cheers, everybody. Woo. There we go. And why not ring the bell one more time? Let's go. Naheem, who did the Sixers get so far? So Philadelphia has made the following moves. They picked up the team options on Dominick Barlow and Dalen Terry. They signed Dean Wade to a 4-year, $39 million deal last night, formerly of the Cleveland Cavaliers. And they signed Ariel Hukporti, formerly of the New York Knicks, to a 1-year, $3.4 million deal this morning. That is what they have done. Shout out my guy, Naheem Irwin. Yes, and then, of course, the moves that the Sixers did not make, they did let a couple of players walk. Quentin Grimes signed with the Los Angeles Lakers, and Kelly Oubre signed with the Indiana Pacers. Unfortunate. Roger, do you believe they're saving money to go after a minimum guy? Thoughts on Bruce Brown? Yeah, I mean, I imagine they have 13 players on roster. You have to have at least 14. So they're going to sign somebody else at some point. And I imagine it probably will be a minimum deal. Who will that be? I don't know. Yeah, Naheem, unfortunately, Quentin Grimes signed with the Lakers and Kelly Oubre signed with the Pacers, man. It's unfortunate. Both of them are gone. Now you just tuned in, so you probably didn't see the news. But, yep, both of them are gone. Oubre took a 2-year, $17 million deal with Indiana. Unfortunately. Unfortunately. I would like us to sign. I mean, I wouldn't mind Bradley Beal. I wouldn't mind Bruce Brown. There's not a lot of great options, man. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. Gary Trent is a name I would like as well. But the options are very, very limited, man. Jordan Miller and Zaire Williams. I mean, a couple of young players. I don't know if I'd really trust them in their rotation, to be honest. Yeah, thoughts on Bruce Brown? I like Bruce Brown. He is what he is at this point. Like, limited offensively, but can pass, can play some defense, can rebound a little bit. So, Ochai Agbaji, is he a free agent? Yeah, he's a free agent. So, I mean, but again, it's like, is he really an impactful player in their rotation? He was really bad for the Raptors last year. Shot 18% from 3 across 42 games. Ended up going to the Nets to end the year and was a little bit better, but, man, I don't know. Naheem, I wanted him to stay and play. What was the point of letting Kelly Oubre Jr. go? I don't know, man. I mean, look, the realistic scenario with the Kelly Oubre thing is that it was up to him where he wanted to go. And so the Sixers could have very well offered the same deal that the Indiana Pacers did, and he very well could have just wanted to go to Indiana. It's also a possibility that Philadelphia just did not offer a good enough deal. We don't know at this point in time. We don't know what the case is, but all we know is that he's no longer a 76er. Gary Trent reportedly not willing to play for the Sixers because of Nurse. Interesting. Obviously, they were in Toronto together for a little bit. If he doesn't like Nick Nurse, he doesn't like Nick Nurse, and that's that. Then he obviously won't be coming here. Is what it is. Still shocked Kelly Oubre Jr. is no longer on this team, man. All right, we've been live for about 2 hours, and really nothing has happened since Kelly Oubre went to the Pacers. So here's what we're going to do. I'm going to pop up our Super Chat menu one more time, and I'm going to pop up a 2-minute timer on my phone. If you want us to stay live here on the channel, anybody that sends in a Super Chat of any amount will reset the clock and we'll stay live. If no one sends in a Super Chat for the next 2 minutes starting right now, that's okay. We'll just sign off, and we'll get you guys a full-length video on both Oubre and Grimes leaving Philadelphia. Ugh. This is a reminder of our Super Chat menu here. Charlie, I really didn't like Grimes. Oubre was okay, nothing special, didn't really shine in the playoffs. Yeah, but like, you lost both of them for nothing, and like Oubre, like Grimes got way too much money, $60 million over 4 years is way too much. But Oubre only got 17 over 2. Like, I would have paid that. And maybe they did, again, maybe they did. And Kelly just did not want to come to Philadelphia. It's possible, man. Possible. 1 minute left on the Super Chat shot clock. You want us to stay live, send in the Super Chat. It can be as little as $1, and we will stay live for a few more minutes. Who can we sign in the moment you think is good? Bradley Beal. Theoretically, Gary Trent, but if he doesn't want to come here, he doesn't want to come here. Not a lot of good players, man. I mean, Marvin Bagley's fine. I don't know if you need him, though. It's slim pickings out there, man. Slim pickings. Bruce Brown, we talked about a little bit. If you were the Spurs, wouldn't you want Rui over Tobias? Not sure why they didn't go after Rui. Yeah, I don't know. I would much rather have Rui Hachimura than Tobias Harris. Can we still get John Collins? No, he's signed. He's signed with the Pistons. All right, our 2-minute Super Chat shot clock is up. So we're going to sign off here on the show. We were live for a couple hours. Had a lot of really good chats and conversations about the NBA and about Philadelphia, so I appreciate you guys hanging out. We'll probably be at you with a video later today. If not, then definitely tomorrow morning. But I appreciate everybody who was here hanging out for day 2 of free agency. Again, if any moves happen the rest of the night, you know that we will have a video coming for you guys, so do not worry. Until then, I appreciate you all hanging out. And go USA, baby. Playing in the World Cup tonight. Hopefully the Sixers can make some good moves as well in the near future. Gonna sign off. Love you all. Appreciate you all once again. And I'll catch you all soon. Peace.